What's up, y'all? Deliani Sanchiella, Psychic Trauma here. Hashtag living the stream. Let's get this set up. Alrighty. Let's go to live chat. Put that on. Alrighty. Sounds good. Go to live chat. Oh. Yeah, we start a week, y'all. Alright, here we go. Going now. That over there. Hopefully that works. Find out. 2:30 Wednesday, right? That's when the class is supposed to be. Restoration class, 2:30 Wednesday. Go.
Janet,
Hello.
how's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm well.
How was your weekend?
It was good. How was yours?
It was pretty good. I went to work. I worked 2 days and, paid rent.
Good.
I went to, what was that? What is that called? The Hard Rock thing. The Hard Rock Summit with precious stones and gems. And I purchased an opal and then gave it to a jeweler. So that way they could wrap it in sterling silver, attach it to a tie clamp so I can have a beer jewel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Real excited about it.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple videos that weren't working when we went through the workbook the first time, but I was able to find new links.
Alrighty.
So we are gonna take a look at those. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Evidence, what is it? Video 1.
Yep. Okay, and then can you hear it?
I don't hear anything.
How about now?
No.
Start it.
Is there a link that I could click on?
I might have just not clicked this button. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
There we go. Click computer sound.
Let's start with video 1, what evidence is and how the court accepts it.
How about now?
I'm going to mute my mic so
What is evidence?
I don't hear the echo.
Evidence is anything presented in court to prove or disprove something. Testimony and exhibits are examples of evidence. Why are there rules for evidence? There are Colorado rules for evidence that tell you whether or not a court will let you use a certain piece or type of evidence. Depending on the rules, evidence will be either admissible, which means a court will allow you to present the evidence, or inadmissible, which means a court won't allow you to present it as evidence. In order for the court to accept evidence, the evidence must be relevant, meaning the evidence must be related to the issue the court is dealing with. Even if a piece of evidence is relevant, a court may still decide that it is inadmissible for other reasons, such as unfair prejudice, wasting time, or misleading the jury. Example: relevant. Evidence that the defendant has an insurance policy on his wife before her death is relevant in that while it provides a motive as to whether or not he is guilty of murder, it does not prove he is guilty. Not relevant. In a burglary case, evidence that the accused burglar committed another unrelated crime in the past is likely irrelevant. The evidence must be authenticated. This means you must show the court that the evidence is what you say it is and that it is real and not forged. The evidence must be admissible. The opposing side may object to certain evidence that they do not want the court to see or hear. If they object, you will have to tell the court why you think the evidence should be admissible. If evidence is admissible, it means the court will consider the evidence when making a decision about your case. Example: if you try to present evidence of child abuse that you believe is relevant, authenticated, and admissible, and the other party objects, you must tell the court why the evidence should be admissible. The judge will rule on an objection by either sustaining or overruling the objection. When an objection is sustained, this means that the judge agrees with the lawyer's objection. When it is overruled, this means the judge doesn't agree with the lawyer's objection and you may present the evidence. If the opposing side objects, you will tell the court why you believe your evidence is admissible. What is hearsay? Hearsay is anything someone said, wrote, or gestured, like a head nod, outside of court, that you are trying to present in court to prove the truth of what you are trying to tell the court what happened. Example: if the defendant is on trial for the murder of his wife, and a friend of the wife is brought in by the prosecutor to testify in court that the wife told her, "I'm terrified of my husband because he threatened to kill me," this is hearsay. Hearsay is the most often used objection. Why is there a rule that doesn't allow hearsay? The rule exists because each party in a case is supposed to have the right to cross-examine, which means asking the witness questions about what the witness testified to. For example, if a witness states that he saw the accused burglar walk away from the bank with a stash of money, the accused burglar has the right to ask the witness questions about what he saw, such as, did the witness have his glasses on, and how far away from the bank was the witness? This rule on hearsay often comes up when dealing with things children have said, because courts usually don't allow children to testify in domestic relations or family cases. Just because something is hearsay doesn't mean it's automatically inadmissible. It can still be admissible. Let's review a few examples. Statements made by the opposing party may be admissible. For example, the defendant driver at the scene of the car accident said, "I'm sorry, it was my fault. I wasn't paying attention to the road." This statement is later offered by the plaintiff as evidence. Excited utterances or statements made in the heat of the moment may be admissible. For example, if a child was just abused and ran into the room crying and telling another person about the abuse. A present sense impression or a statement said that describes something. The person said the statement during or right after she saw it. For example, a witness testified that the victim looked right and yelled, "The car is spinning out of control towards me," right before being hit by the car. A statement made for medical diagnosis and treatment may be admissible. For example, a doctor testifies in court that while she was at the scene of a bus accident, a bus passenger told her, "I've got a bump on my head and I have a bad headache." Statements made by children in the case of sexual or physical abuse. There are several Colorado laws that allow children's statements regarding sexual or physical abuse to be admissible. Click on the links below to go to Video 2, Evidence in Family Law or Domestic.
Okay, so I don't have video 2, so we're just gonna go to video 3.
Okay. Is video 2 not on their website?
Statements by other people. Because there are so many possible hearsay objections, it can be difficult to get statements by other people in as evidence without knowing which hearsay objection you can use. See the hearsay section in video 1 for more information. In general, if it is a statement from another person that you want to present as evidence to the court, it is best to ask that person to appear in court as a witness. If the person is not willing to appear in court, go to the court clerk's office to get a subpoena issued to that person to require them to appear in court. Another option is to ask the court for permission to have your witness appear via telephone. You will need to file a motion requesting this with the court that states why it is necessary and then provide a summary of the type of testimony they will provide prior to the court date. Lay witness. There are witnesses that are not testifying as experts, but who are providing their opinions. These witnesses can testify as long as their opinion is based on what they saw, heard, felt, or otherwise sensed. Their opinion is not based on scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge. The requirements for testifying as a witness are: the witness must have personal knowledge of the matter, and the witness must give an oath to testify truthfully. Character evidence. In general, evidence of a person's character traits, or past behaviors is inadmissible. For example, if a person is known to be violent, mean, or that the person has a history of protection orders filed against them. There are certain exceptions to this general rule. For in-depth information, consult with an attorney. Some of the main exceptions that allow character evidence to be admissible are: in criminal domestic violence trials, Colorado has a special law that may allow evidence of past domestic violence. Evidence of other crimes, wrongs, or actions may also be admissible to show the following: intent, preparation, planning, scheme, opportunity, knowledge, identity, and absence of mistake. Reports by child family investigators, CFI, and parental responsibility evaluators, PREs. If a CFI or PRE provides you with a report, then by law, this report is admissible as evidence without any further steps to take on your part. Note about privileges. There are certain relationships where communication between you and that person are protected, including therapist-patient privilege in most cases, attorney-client privilege, spousal privilege, and clergy privilege for people seeking spiritual advising. Example: your therapist cannot be called into court to testify against you because of privilege. There are many complex rules on privileges. Please consult a lawyer for more information or with any questions. You can cancel or waive this privilege and allow the person, such as your therapist, to talk about the communication. Note, you and you alone cannot cancel or waive your child's privilege in court to allow the therapist to say things your child has said. Both parents must give this permission. Also, a letter or report from a therapist will not automatically be admissible in court because it is considered hearsay. See hearsay section in video 1. If you want the information in the therapist's letter or report to be presented to the court, you will need to call the therapist as a witness in court and have him or her testify about the report. Click on the links below to go to video 1, what evidence is and how the court accepts it.
All right. What did you think of the 2 videos?
Pretty legit. I wasn't aware of how some of that stuff is. Like with it's almost hearsay is very broad unless you're an eyewitness. And
Yeah.
the one about I didn't know there's a spousal privilege, and I guess there's always probably also a parental privilege. It kind of talked about that both parents have to say no.
All right.
It just I have a couple questions in my head about that because what if one parent is a good parent and the other parent does not have custody and can be considered a criminal, but they can still object, right?
I wouldn't know the answer to that. Just because I didn't go to law school, but that is a good question. I might do some research on it later and just kind of see. I'm assuming if a parent doesn't have custody or rights, then they likely aren't given the same privileges, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, who knows? So there's not a video 2 on the website?
There is, but when I tried to play it for someone else earlier, it wasn't like playing correctly, so I just kind of like skipped it.
Okay.
It also, video 2 is more related to like family disputes, like domestic relations.
Alrighty.
But I can try to find it again and maybe email it over to you if you're interested.
Or let me, that was Colorado Legal Services, right?
Yeah, Colorado Legal Services.
We'll just subscribe to that. And then I could probably find those videos on my own, right?
Yeah, they're a great resource, so.
Video 1, video 2, and video 3. What is evidence? 8 years ago. Alrighty.
Yeah. But that's all I have for you today. I might try to find some more videos that weren't working around the first time, but I like those evidence videos. Do you have any questions or anything going on?
It's Denver Startup Week. I've been going to that. Doing some networking. At 10 a.m. this morning, I had my IOTC orientation, and that is the stagehand union, basically, the International Association of Stage Theater Employees, something like that. And the Local 7 union. I signed on. I did all my paperwork. I went and got my security badge picture taken so I could get one of those little IDs that allow me into the L.A. Calkins Opera House and all that. Because they're the ones who do all that work. And so, tomorrow I got a double call in and check about if I'm on if I've gotten into the list, because, you know, it takes like a day or two to get into their system. And so I did all that paperwork, had a 2-hour orientation. Then I rode my bike over to get my picture taken, did that. I did my I-9, W-4, and direct deposit information. At 5 p.m., what do you call that? A job fair. So these are the big job fairs. There's like 100 different employers. It's 3 levels. It's at the McNichols building in Civic Center Park. If you know anybody who's looking for a job, today at 5 to 9 p.m., that's the spot to go. I'm going to be there at 5, and I'm going to go bring my big backpack because there's so much free swag. It used to be at Denver Startup Week, every company gave away free socks. So I used to not have to buy socks. I'd load up like 50 pairs to 100 pairs of socks. And then, you know, just open up a new pair of socks out of that bag, put that bag in my closet, and whenever I need a new socks, just go grab them. So I'm going to bring my my bigger backpack that holds more, and go get some free swag and hopefully find a cybersecurity job.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Not really.
It's Oktoberfest downtown.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I believe there's a Korean festival Saturday morning at Tivoli Square, Metro.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to answer this phone call really quick, but I will talk to you on Monday.
Monday. All right, I'll see you Monday.
Have a good week.
You too. You have a beautiful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. You as well.
All righty. It is 2:51 p.m. Colorado Legal Services. They have lots of videos. They have 27 videos, 920 subscribers. And they have everything from small claims court, how to record your Zoom meeting, overpayment waivers, plea bargaining, suing court record from Colorado, Colorado small claims, part 1 through part 6. What is evidence? Video 1, 2, and 3. Video 2 is evidence specific to family law or domestic relations cases. Okay. A Spanish one. Part 1, traffic ticket to first appearance. Part 2, plea bargaining and final hearing. There's remedial contempt, punitive contempt, contempt of court, the basics, contempt of court, the forms. CBA pro bono project 215. Unemployment hearings. All right. So yeah. Everybody in YouTube land, I am going to go back to Denver Startup Week. 5 p.m. I'll be at McNichols, the McNichols building, 3 floors. All you can eat, all you can drink. Fuck yeah, dude. Get that job. Peace. Love you. Alrighty. And broadcast click, and broadcast click.